y'all. My name is Gretchen and I am the Restless Thrifter. I am bringing another What Sold in this format. It's not a permanent format, I don't think. I do think I'm going to end up going to a ship with me style, but this is working for me for now as long as I do it right because it requires less editing and that's just what I need right now. I'm almost caught up to current date. Like right now it's June 19th. This will probably go live on the 21st. And I'm going to be sharing sales from June 3rd through 6th. So we're getting very close to being current. I'm sharing my screen. I'm showing you the spreadsheet that I put together every time I do one of these videos. So these first two are items that sold for over $20 but took a long time to sell and didn't meet my 3 months or less goal. The first one is a Hickey Freeman suit, and men's suits really do take longer to sell, so I'm not so surprised by this one. This one is Hickey Freeman size 44 two-piece suit, Loro Piana Super 120 pinstripe jacket pants. Now, when we get back to the spreadsheet, you'll see I think this is the third time it's sold. It needs to be right. It needs to fit right. The second person returned it they didn't like the sheen of it. So, it is a risk you take when you're selling men's wear in this way. It's been altered almost always. And, anytime you buy a suit, they offer alterations of the cuff. I don't know where else they typically cut it in, but definitely the cuff at the bottom and the hem at the bottom and the waist of the pants. So you can see I take all angles of this suit. This was a pinstripe. You really want to have the pants and the jacket when you have a pinstripe. I show the inside. I just turn it inside out. This is something I got from another reseller, the Hustle Couple. I learned a lot about suits and menswear from them. And then this is the Hickey Freeman label. It's a really good brand to look for. Also looking for these specialty materials, Super 120s, that has to do with the wool and the quality of it. And Loro Piana is definitely sought after. So this had a lot of good qualities. It did have that pleated front, which is probably more of an old-fashioned style. Yeah, but it was a very nice suit. This one, the first time it did sell full price for $124, but I had dropped it by $50 to that $124 price, and it sold the same day I relisted. The second time it sold for $112, and then the third time, which was this time period, I had it listed for $124, and a customer offered me $75, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want this to come back to me. I'm hoping this is the happy customer that receives this suit and keeps it. I'll take that. I did pay $652 at a thrift store in Denver. I also kind of suspect that I got that on a road trip from Dallas to Denver, just at some random place in Colorado, but I can't remember exactly. My profit was $58.65. I want to pause real quick and ask you guys to go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you think you're learning anything or just enjoying this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am, still a pretty new channel. I haven't even had this channel for a year. So I would love to grow my subscriber base. So if you haven't already subscribed, you can click the subscribe button, maybe the notification bell to get notified when I have posted new things. I do What Solds twice a week, but I'm trying to get that to be a daily. And I do haul videos on occasion too. Next one is going to be a very cool vintage item. Now, if I had to say there was any theme to what I'm selling in these days, what was it, it was 4 days. It's that the more unique items, vintage, quirky, trendy, like Y2K style. I didn't really sell too many average, everyday type of items, okay? And it was mostly clothing, but I did notice that trend. Like people are looking for the unique. And I guess if they are just in need of some, regular jeans and shirts, they're just buying them elsewhere or they're not buying. But This jacket is an embellished, oversized, size small, retro, Western denim blazer, punchy disco cowgirl. A lot of keywords in there. Disco cowgirl's a popular keyword that came up last year, I think. Punchy is another one that's used in that Western style. It's more vibrant and loud and unique. This was a vintage item that I think had been retagged for a boutique because it had the vintage tag, but then it had this pretty things. Regardless, it was really cute. It had these rhinestones along the collar. Then let me show you the details, some boots and anchors and stars. This was returned to me though with this sale because it for fit, and I am assuming it was because it was too large. I did say oversized in the title. I do have the measurements in there, but it was a pretty oversized fit. Like my mannequin here can wear a size small really easily, so that's going to be what it looks like on someone. It was returned to me, and a little sneak peek into the future, it's sold again already very quickly. I'd had this a while though, so that was an interesting thing. So going back to the spreadsheet, this sold in 1 year and 3 months on eBay. Forgot to mention the Hickey Freeman sold in 11 months, the third time around. And it was a full price sale of $20 and it was returned for fit. I paid $326 and my profit was $892. $892. Not a big profit. I'm thrilled that it got sold again though so quickly. And it sold while we were on this trip, and I'll have to ship it out when I get back. All right, the next item, see, here's another kind of unique vintage item. It's a Betsy Johnson bag, and it's sold on Mercari. Betsy Johnson leather bag, purse, Y2K, vintage, chunky hardware, studded hobo. And they kind of cover up the best photos, so I'll go into the photos here. I loved it. It was very heavy. It was heavy, thick leather with a lot of chunky gold brass stuff going on. I got this at a church sale that my husband and I went to, and I picked up a lot of purses that day. You guys know that I'm a pet sitter also, and these photos were taken in my client's house. I try to pick an area that's not going to be, give away personal things or anything, and they know what I do for a living. It's got the Betsy Johnson hardware branded right there. I took pictures of all the details that I could. And you definitely want to show pictures of wear, but this one was great. It really didn't have much damage to it or anything. So yeah, guys, if you're busy and you're going to be elsewhere, but you'll have some time to photograph some things, take some stuff with you. Right now, I have some things at this Airbnb that I'm photographing. You just want to work where you can while you can, if that's the way you work. Some people like to take breaks. I like to stay busy. So that bag sold in 1 month on a Mercari. It was a full price sale of $65. I did pay $10 for it at that church sale, and my profit was $55. No fees on Mercari. I'm really enjoying it. We'll see how long that lasts. The next item, another Y2K vintage item, sold on eBay. It's a Rebel Spirit 36W, 34 long. So that's 34 waist, 36 waist, 34 length. Jeans, black embellished, thick stitch Y2K Affliction style. Affliction is another brand, so I put Affliction style because I don't want to, try to say it's that brand, but it's definitely in that style that people like. I had never heard of Rebel Spirit. It looked very biker-like to me. It's got that, that creasing right there that's in the pants. It's not because they're wrinkled. They put them there. There's the front of them. But I showed the back as the first picture just because those pockets have so much going on. It's got some faux leather detail here and all these chunky buttons. And this style is coming back. I think there are some people who just never stopped wearing it. Just fits their needs. I did show the one flaw is this hole here on the seam. Not a fixable one, really. Well, anything's fixable, a hole, but it's not like on the seam where you can just sew up the seam again. Really interesting patch. Let your rebel spirit free. And my husband and I found this at a garage sale as well. There was like, it looked like someone just took their old clothes that they loved so much that they had a hard time getting rid of and stuck them out there. Like finally, like, I'm just going to finally get rid of them, honey. And sold everything for $1. I got these. I got another shirt that I'm going to show you in this what sold, and then some like band t-shirts. So there were some good pickups in there. It kind of smelled like the Y2K era too, so I did have to wash everything really well. These sold in 2 weeks on eBay. It was listed for $60. I sent an offer to watchers for $55.20. We paid $1 at that garage sale, and my profit was $46.59. If you look here, you can note the 30% sell-through rate. That's good. The way I calculate sell-through rate is through Terapeak, which is now just called Product Research. And that's where I use that to calculate. It caps at 100. That's the way sell-through rate really works. I know a lot of people like to do some quick math, and that's fine too. But it had a great ASP and a great sell-through rate. Next, another Y2K style. This stuff is really selling, and I guess I was really picking it up and listing it. These are a pair of shoes that sold on Poshmark. Demonia size 7 shoes, Sprite, plaid, Mary Jane, platform, gothic punk, Y2K style. Again, adding a lot of those keywords. Demonia is the brand, Sprite is the style name, and a lot of that goth stuff is going to have that red plaid. These had these cute metal heart. They don't look comfortable at all. Like, I don't want to wear these shoes, but they are cute. They're going to complete an outfit for sure. That thick platform that was popular in the early 2000s as well. I think of a Bratz doll wearing these, or maybe Monster High doll. This looked like a flaw to me, so I just pointed it out. Showing off all the buckles and the platform height. These shoes sold in 1 month on Poshmark. I had them listed for $49 and a customer offered me $44. I had paid $7.57, and so my profit was $27.63, and I got them at a local thrift. I believe I got them at a Thrift Giant, which is a chain in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Next, not a vintage or Y2K style, but a more specific type of shoe. Not just you're not buying Oboz hiking shoes for every day typically. These are Oboz women's size 8, EU 38.5, Usul low top hiking shoes, lace up agave desert gray. Great brand for hiking gear and outdoors gear. Look up the style. I like to pick up hiking shoes, but I've stopped picking up things that require a lot of cleaning. I want to pick up the shoes that somebody bought because they thought they were going to be a hiker and then decided not to be. These were in beautiful shape and had a cool greenish gray to them. I didn't have to do much cleaning on the bottom. I mean, yes, there's going to be some dirt because they were worn, but not bad. I like to show the heel and the toe of shoes, because that's where a lot of the wear can be. And people can see if there's any like drag or anything. And I do even close-ups of the dirt. Like, you're going to get some shoes that have dirt in them still. I want people to understand what they're buying. These sold in 2 months on Poshmark. I had them listed for $50, and I'm not sure if I sent an offer or someone sent me an offer, or if I did a closet clear out, but they sold for $42. I had paid $5.41 at a local thrift store, and my profit was $28.19. These retail for $130. Hiking shoes are expensive. Okay, next is an item I just don't know anything about is video games. I didn't play video games since Atari. I had an Atari machine and I never moved on to anything else. Once we got rid of that, I was like done with video games. Um, and I still have no interest in really getting into this market. I know it can be a really good one, and I happened to be at a garage sale, saw this. Somebody else had already come in and bought everything, but this one was like buried in a box and picked it up because I remember from watching other people's videos that Super Smash Brothers is a good one to pick up. This is Super Smash Bros. Melee Nintendo GameCube 2001 video game and case, no manual, so it didn't have that insert. I showed the picture of the cover. I showed a picture of the inside. Guys, I don't even have a machine to test this on. So when I'm selling it, I'm, ready for a return if needed. I'm definitely going to give someone all their money back if that's needed. But it wasn't, which is great. Sold in 1 week on Mercari. Now it actually sold first on eBay, and it sold to a guy like that. And I was very suspicious of things because the message he sent me was, and I'll put it up here, is, please test and clean this disc. Like he wanted me to run it through a disc cleaner before sending it. And he was having me send it to somebody else. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. First of all, and I'm not helping you sell to somebody else, second of all. And then I went and looked at his feedback. He had 100% positive feedback, but that does not mean his feedback is positive. If you're suspicious about a buyer, go look at their feedback, even if it's all 100%. You can't really, as a seller, leave negative feedback unless you're reporting someone and like trying to push this along further up through eBay's chains. And I don't know if a lot of people are willing to do that. But you can write negative feedback, like give 5 stars or whatever, and then write in negative feedback. And that's what people had done. And I'll try to put a screenshot of that up as well. Basically, everyone's saying, yeah, this guy is kind of a middleman and selling to other people. And then when you run into a problem with the other buyer, the end buyer, it becomes an issue. So I just canceled my order, which is a ding against me. It really is. But I wanted to protect myself and avoid that hassle. And I took the ding, and he didn't say anything about it. I just said, I don't even remember what I said in the thing, but basically I couldn't meet his demands or something. And then it sold again to somebody else on Mercari 1 week. So that's kind of a seller beware right there. This was listed for 50 and a customer offered me 40, and I say scammer bought it the first time. I think he is a scammer. I was happy with 40, especially on Mercari because there's no fees. I had paid $1.54. That was my average cost of goods at the garage sales that weekend, and my profit was $38.46. That was very lengthy to say, look for Super Smash Brothers. Beware of sellers who are trying to, get you to do all their work. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what his deal, how it works, but other sellers definitely had issue with it. Next item, see what I mean by kind of like unique? This is a fun print. Bonobos, size extra large Riviera shirt, slim fit, cockatoo parrot print, short sleeve teal. And yes, I Googled those birds to see what kind of bird they were. The Bonobos is a good brand. I know them for like their pants and socks and things like that. I picked this up at a garage sale, a buck or two, I think. And it was just so bright and colorful and fun. Slim fit, extra large. And they almost look like they're painted on, It was a really cool print. Good summer shirt. This sold in 3 weeks on eBay. It was a full price sale of $38. I had paid $3.50 and my profit was $28.51. I realized I never got, guys, I never went over all the totals with you guys. I'll do that at the end, whatever. It's an 88 retail shirt. So Bonobos is not a cheap brand. Okay, this next one. Selling pans on Poshmark seems odd, but let me tell you, I'm glad it did because I could use any box. And these pans are a pain to ship because of the handle. If I could just remove that handle, they end up very long, or you have to find the box that has the right diagonal dimension. And who's writing down their diagonal dimensions of their boxes? This all-clad 10-inch skillet with lid, stainless steel, fry pan cookware, all-clad. It sold, yay, on Poshmark in 3.5 weeks. I had it listed for 50, dropped it to 42, and I think I had dropped it to 42 through a closet clear out or something. And then Posher VA sent out an offer for 38. So they got a good deal. I had paid $17.50. I knew all clad was good. I knew I'd make a profit on it, but I am not in the pan business and I'm trying to dip into it a little bit. Not sure how I'm doing. My profit was $12.90. Excuse me. Okay, the next one, this pair of Crocs, not your typical Crocs. This style is a bolo. I did get some lower offers for these shoes, but I was holding to it. Crocs size 8 heels, Cypress 4. I had to think about what that Roman numeral was. I guess that's Cypress has been around and this is version 4. Sandals, black 14558. I included the style number in there. Strappy slip-on comfort summer. And, the pictures aren't much to look at, but these were in great shape. These looked really small to me. When I picked them up, I'm like, dang, these are small shoes. And then I saw they were size 8. So I'm like, okay, I guess they just look small. Showed off any flaws there. But yeah, these heels, these Croc heels, I don't know if they're comfortable or not, but they do sell well. This sold in 3.5 weeks on eBay. It was a full price sale of $35. If you know what you got, stick to it when people start sending you lower offers. I did go back and look it up just to make sure. I paid $6.48 and my profit was $18.72. I mean, like, not a huge profit, but if I had taken a lower offer when I knew it could sell for $35, no. The next item is another garage sale item. I'm really enjoying garage sale season. I haven't been sourcing in at least 2 weeks. We're going to try to go today a little bit. I haven't been able to go and I miss it. I do. We're in Denver and that's not a great place for garage sales, so we'll probably just head up a thrift store. This Show Me Your Moo size small Reese romper leaf print flowy tropical coconut girl. Coconut girl is another keyword, another aesthetic. I think really it's the younger girls who are into these like aesthetic names, but this sold for $32. I didn't even know it was a romper. I thought it was a dress when I picked it up, and then I tried to put it on my dress form and ran into some issues. I also had a heck of a time figuring out how the back ties. These straps, this halter is really cute, but let me tell you, the girl who has to go to the bathroom in this needs a friend because she's not going to be able to tie that thing herself and she's going to have to take it off. There's no other way. Perhaps this is why it was for sale at the garage sale. This sold in 3.5 weeks on Poshmark. I had it listed for 38 and a customer offered me 32. I was like, good luck trying to pee in that thing. I paid $3.50 and my profit was $22.10. It didn't have a good sell-through rate. Look at that, 7%. Eek. And another one is a brand you guys hear about from resellers all the time that's kind of hit or miss now. Free People size extra small Bedford cropped jean jacket, frayed trim, back buckle oversized. Got this at a garage sale as well. I had paid $5, sold for $22. But this one was a cute one. I was like, I think I can sell. Jean jackets are classic, first of all. I was like, I think I can sell this. And it had some exposed frayed seams here. It did have that oversized cropped fun retro look. I mean, this look has come in and out of style in every decade. I know if my best friend wore something like this when we were in 9th grade in 1989. So it keeps coming and going. All right, it sold in 3 weeks on Poshmark. I had it listed for 30, and Posher VA sent out an offer for 22. I'll pause for a moment and talk about Posher VA. This is a third-party software where you sign up, pay a monthly fee for it to do things like share your closet on Poshmark, send out offers. You can do all these things that it does now within Poshmark's tool. And that might be the best way to do it if you have time every day to do it. I don't, so I like this automated service. And if you are interested in trying it out, I'll include my link and my affiliate code. I think it says Restless Thrifter or something like that, that you can use to sign up and get a little discount or a free trial. And I get a little referral fee back too. So if you're interested, you can try that out. I really like having it. I paid $5 for it at that garage sale, and my profit was $12.60. I didn't mention really, but those first two things I mentioned were items over $20 that took a long time to sell. I didn't have anything in my next category, but I did have all of these sales, 10 sales that were right where I want them. They sell in less than 3 months, and they sell for $30 plus shipping or more. And it was a really great time period. There was one day that week where I hit my brand new sales goal of $300 in sales a day. One day I hit it. The next day I had 0 sales. I think it was the 5th I hit it, 0 sales on the 6th. The highs and lows of reselling, guys. But this one was great where I had 10 sales right where I want them. And then I had 4 in the fast flips category that didn't sell for over $20, but they did sell in less than 90 days. And the first one is these Levi's shorts, which you would think, what's so unique about Levi's? You know, you said your stuff was unique. Look at those. Somebody homemade tie-dyed them, homemade cut off them. I made sure to mention that was a DIY effort here, but they're pretty cool still. I think they did a fairly good job for what they were trying to achieve. All the bright colors. The distressing is really cool. I mean, for all I know, they were sold exactly like this. But when I look at the tag, the patch on the back, and I see that it's disintegrated, I'm like, that's from homemade tie-dye. And these do have the vintage tag on them. They're a waist 32, length 36, obviously been cut off, homemade cutoffs. I got these either in a thread-up box or a blue box. I'll know when we go back to the spreadsheet. And I wasn't sure if I should resell them. I put them in a pile of I'm not sure. It took me a while to finally list them. So I'm like, you know what? These are still pretty cool. The distressing, all of that. These are Levi size 32 shorts, DIY cutoff tie-dye jeans shorts, vintage, made in USA. If you've got the made in the USA label on those Levi's, I would include that. And these weren't 501s because they had a zipper, but I don't know what style they were because that patch was gone. These sold in 2.5 months on eBay, full price sale of $18. And I paid $235. That was my average cost of goods. Yes, it was a thread-up box. It's a thread-up denim box. I've only ever gotten one. I wasn't overly impressed by it, I will say. And my profit was $12.05. I will say if I can't get out and start thrifting again, I'm going to have to start relying on some boxes or something. And I don't want to do that. I think my own knowledge is better to use. And then also I learn so much more when I go out on my own. I still learn a lot from those boxes too, don't get me wrong. Next is a personal item I sold. It was Kate Spade, New York, Lenox, all in good taste, Deco Dot Tea Infuser gift set. I bought this probably like at a, what is that place called that went out of business? Steven, what's that store called that we like to shop at that has like discounted high end stuff? Home goods? Yeah, Tuesday morning. I got the, I don't know if that's where I got. Well, it's supposed to be. Anyway, Kate Spade is popular. It's got her cute dot print. And I think I used this thing once and I'm like, it's not all that practical. I keep thinking I'm going to be a tea drinker and then I keep not being a tea drinker. But how cute is this little bitty infuser with the My Cup of Tea tag? I've also never found an infuser that I thought really worked well. So maybe that's why. And it's the loose leaf teas that I'm like, I'm going to do this. Nah. But I did resell it. It's sold in 3.5 weeks on eBay. I had it listed for 20 and an offer to watchers was sent out for 16. I put my cost of goods as 0 because I have no idea what I paid whenever I paid for it. And my profit was $10.64. The next, kind of a very specific decor item, Thomas Kincaid throw pillow tapestry sleigh ride Christmas tree, 12.5 inch by 17-inch winter. We joke about Thomas Kincaid, the painter of light. If you've ever been on a cruise and gone to the champagne art auctions or haven't, we recommend them. Get as much free champagne as you can. Just be careful. You don't want to end up buying some Thomas Kincaid or something. We have a lot of art we have not framed. No Thomas, though. We haven't bought any of his. This pillow, I just found it at a church thrift store. They had removed the tag. The backside of it was kind of faded, but I got good feedback on this. She really liked it. It was going to match one of her throws perfectly, so I'm happy for this buyer. It sold in 1 month on eBay. I had it listed for 22 and a customer offered me 15. I'd paid $2 and my profit was $9.64. Pillows are super easy to ship. Pillows are something I want to start looking at more often too. I don't want to end up with a bunch of them though because they're big and bulky for storage. Okay, and the next item is one of those things I found at the garage sale with the Rebel Spirit jeans. I guess I just happened to list them at the same time period, and that's why they sold in the same time period. This is a Division E size large t-shirt, 90s Y2K vintage, long sleeve tee, grunge goth, flaws read in all caps, because this did indeed have some flaws. Very, it's not embellished per se, but there's a lot going on with this shirt. Kind of a wild print, looks like an iron gate or something. This has that same like rocker biker specific kind of style to it. Ombre blue at the top. Even though I found the flaws in it, I thought it was too cool to not list. I mean, too cool, not for me, but Division E is not a brand I'd heard of, but apparently it's in the same lines of like Affliction and that Rebel Spirit. And I showed, you can see here, it's got a split in the cuff. That could be sewn up if you want to, but it's also got that little hole. And then it's got some bleach spots on it. Most of the flaws are all there on the cuffs. And then the patches on the elbows, one of them was coming unstitched. But if this is just the look you're going for, it might be perfect for you. So yeah, I tried to take a picture of all the flaws. There's another hole. There's more bleach spots. Maybe that's why they bought it. Maybe they liked that broken in look to it. Sold in 3 weeks on eBay. It was a full price sale of $12. I'm going to list it low because of all the flaws. And I paid $1. My profit was $7.43. All right, guys, we have 3 more sales. I'm going to go over them pretty quickly. Nothing really remarkable. You can see the profits here. They took a long time to sell, and they did not sell for a great amount. So let's just look at them real quick. These Hollister jeans, pretty sure I got these in one of those mystery boxes. I don't know any Hollister that sells well. There might be some, If you know of some, please let me know. Hollister is not a brand I'm super familiar with. I thought it kind of faded out of existence. And so maybe there are some things that people really want to get now. I don't know what they are. But these sold for $15 on Poshmark. And then this shirt, do you ever have one of those things that is in your money pile, sitting around waiting to be listed like forever? This is one of my orphans. I call them orphans. When I have taken the pictures of an item, I have even perhaps created a draft in Vendoo where I list everything. And for some reason, I have not listed it. Either I forgot to take a picture of one of the tags and I don't know what size it is, or I don't know where it is. Like I don't know what bin it's in, and so I need to find whatever bin it's in. I have all these little orphans like that are like the listings are almost ready, but not quite. And this was one of those. It's a pretty neat Columbia shirt, PFG, that professional fishing gear, I think is what it is. I could be way off. Does well. In the women's, I'm thinking not as much, but this shirt was pretty neat. It had, I think it even had pockets on the side. Did I show any pockets? Had the roll tab sleeves. What was it made out of? Because it looks like it was made out of a good material. Yeah, 100% cotton. So Columbia PFG, women's size, medium top plaid, quarter button roll tab sleeve, fishing outdoors. Didn't sell for a lot. Sold for $13.60 after an offer was sent out. But, it was just a little orphan that I was happy it had a family. This is something I got for free from my nephew. Just one of those anime t-shirts. I don't know. I think Black Clover. Don't know what that is. And that's it. That's everything. So I forgot to go over the summary before. My average cost of goods for everything was $4.25. I do want to keep that below $5, far below if I can. My average profit per item was $21.65. This is the thing that I usually tell you about before I start my videos. I had 19 sales, which is about 4.75 a day, 12 top sales, all but 2 were fast flips and over $30. We already went over that type of thing. On average, everything took 3.5 months to sell. Not too bad. It's almost at my 3-month goal. No Depop sales. But like the biggest thing I should have told you guys is that my average sales price for everything in those 4 days was $31.65. And that's my goal, to get everything at 30 and above. The average, not that everything needs to sell for $30 or above, but the average sales price. And then I had no sales on June 6th, like I mentioned. Yeah, so I think that is everything now. Have a great day and just keep listing.